Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Old Sketchbook Commentary with your pal, Joe Fritz, aka Paraptor Keat. Thanks for joining me on another fun-filled trip down Sketchbook Lane here. So we're just going to move on here from this Baragon picture to that's kind of looks like Gabara. The face is a little long. It looks more like a weird cross between... This was probably supposed to be Gabara. Gabara was a character who existed in the imagination of a young boy who imagined himself on Monster Island with Godzilla's weird freak of a son, and Godzilla's weird freak of a son could somehow transform into as small as a little boy and then also grow back to normal size. Normal size being like the size of a 5-story building. And then he got picked on by this monster named Gabara, whose power is to shock people with his hands. This was in the movie Godzilla's Revenge. It is a garbage movie that you should never watch because it is mostly stock footage. But aside from being featuring Godzilla's son, it's a garbage movie. This looks like that Verminoctrus guy or whatever. Maybe I was doing some kind of like a necromancer type setting. This looks like something I would do, like where we have the vampire dude and the skull knight dude, and he's got a hunchback and a mad scientist with him. That's not a bad idea. Needs a werewolf, maybe a moat creature, and then we've got ourselves a Saturday morning cartoon. Let's do it. Action figure line. Let's do action figures. Yes, let's do it. I don't know. It's whatever. Okay. I don't know what this is about. I was probably writing some notes for something. Wings 30, forearms 20, chameleon 7, amphibious 10. I bet you I was writing down stuff for GURPS. That's what this looks like. And then this looks like a weird devil / satyr looking dude. Kind of looks like Calibos from what movie is that? Clash of the Titans. Another Ray Harryhausen movie. Although I think Kalimos had hooves. So, not sure there. We got, I don't know. This is weird. This is like me dividing the different races up into... Yeah, that's GURPS role-playing book with the different races was really cool. Let's see. Looks like under mutants we have ghouls, kobolds. Kobolds in GURPS were weird blue people. Ogres and orcs and Morlocks. Morlocks live underground, obviously. Wild men are just human beings and halflings. Saurians and avians and Arthropians. Ichthyans. Delphinians. That must have been a dolphin men. That must have been a... That's something I go back to a lot, is drawing half human, half dolphin hybrids, like a weird maniac. I don't know what the dolphin equivalent of a furry is. A slippery, maybe? I don't know. Amphibitar, a frogman. Oh my gosh, Amphibitar. Whew! And these are Magi's, maybe? Bales... I don't know how to pronounce this. Elion. These guys were the fairies that you could be in GURPS. So you could be a tiny little... GURPS is a great role-playing system because you could literally do anything with it. And one of the... they were just little fairies, with wings and everything. And you could totally play as one under the GURPS system if your game master allowed it. Elves, dwarves, goblins, leprechauns. Leprechauns were another race, although they did not grant wishes. They were really good at crafting things. Although they like to make people think that they had a pot of gold just so that they'd leave them alone or whatever. These are demonic people like fauns, gargoyles, merfolk. I don't know why merfolk. Maybe H.P. Lovecraft merfolk. Minotaurs and centaurs. Minotaurs and centaurs were actually featured in Dante's Inferno. A lot of people don't know that. And fauns as well. Winged folk, for some reason. Winged folk were, in most of my D&D campaigns or fantasy campaigns, were, I would call them Valkyries. But yeah, I don't know why they would be demons. Maybe if you change their wings to, you know, bat wings or whatever. And then Naga, of course, we did a previous episode where I explained what the hell Nagas. You know, this page is really not that interesting. I'm just going to move on. This may be the origin of Stigmatosaurus, because I think my introduction to what Stigmata was a movie called Stigmata. And so my idea, it's like, oh, Stigmata is such a cool, like, idea, concept, whatever. Let's turn it into a giant monster. Yes! Oh, what a dork. Okay, moving on. Here's another, looks like another Anguillus redesign. I gave him, like, claws that come out of his forearms and out of his heels that, you know, stab him right in the dick. Right between the legs. And then, of course, I gave him a club tail. It's kind of a neat idea, I guess, but, I mean, the Baraka-style things coming out of his arms is sort of silly. And then, of course, like, if he ever, you know, tries to crouch at all, he's in trouble. That's the end of the species right there. Looks like an unfinished drawing. These wings were... This wing... You'll see the wing designs like this in a lot of my stuff. This wing design is literally taken from a Marvel Godzilla comic book where there was a creature called Bat Dragon, or Bat-Tragon, whatever. I always thought it was cool just having the wings attached kind of to the forearms, and then you would just rest the forearms at the side, and then the wings would spread out or whatever. Just kind of a weird idea. They just seemed more ornamentive, and they just look cooler than just having them come out of the back or whatever. I like the idea of them coming out of the shoulder and being attached to the forearm somehow. Just seemed, it was just a cool idea. I don't know. Whoever came up with that design did a really good job of making something original that I never see anywhere else. So, oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah. Yeah, do I even want to talk about this? Well, this is the chick from, I think, Return of the Living Dead 3. She's like a zombie who figures out that she can, like, kind of stave off her cravings for, you know, basically she's losing her humanity, and she's able to keep it by self-mutilation, which, you know, she already had, like, piercings and tattoos and stuff, so her, like, just desire for pain, I guess, was keeping her around, but eventually she just started going numb and became a zombie or whatever. I think at the end of the movie, her boyfriend and her die in a fire or something. Spoilers. But it was a really cool creature design on that character, like makeup effects and everything, but it was just kind of wasted on that kind of a dumb movie. It's an okay movie, but it's dumb. And this drawing is not very good. But that's okay. I was still learning. I'm still learning now, so whatever. This is another Toho kaiju. I believe his name is Kamebus. In the actual kaiju, it literally, in the actual giant monster costume. This is literally like a dryer hose that just comes out of his neck, and it's hilarious. I believe the movie's called Space Amoeba, or Amoeba from Space. You should track down that movie and just check out the dryer hose on this turtle monster. I like tried to fix it by making it look like an actual fleshy neck, but you know what? Dryer hose. Dryer hose was the right choice, and that's what I should have drawn in there. Like, what am I thinking? Trying to fix perfection. Alright, looks like we got a weird vampire guy and a werewolf guy. These are bad. These are real bad. I wonder, was Underworld coming out? No, Underworld was a few years away. There was a made-for-TV movie that could have inspired this. Or Dracula, the Martin Scorsese, Bram Stoker's Dracula movie might have been what brought this on. I'm not entirely sure, but there was a made-for-TV movie called House of Frankenstein that this kind of reminds me of the vampire from that. I don't remember what the werewolf looks in that but this is clearly, like, I think I was playing some White Wolf games at the time too, so maybe I was just messing around, because that looks like the Krynos werewolf from White Wolf. Pretty cool. But these drawings are so bad. This is this is from that that movie War of the Gargantuas, where these bits of Frankenstein are kind of brought back to life, and they form into these giant mutants that fight each other and eat people, and it's kind of a neat, goofy thing. It's fun to watch. You should watch that movie. It's not bad. Looks like the Predator with some real fancy stuff going on here. Some nice thigh-high boots. I think I'm going to call it for now. I'm going to go ahead and do some editing on this, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Let's see what's going on there. All right, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See ya. All right, moving on. Alright, moving on. Alright, moving on. No, alright.